Hello, Eben Pinion back with another knife fight for you. And today's contenders are the CRKT M402 and the Kershaw Oh So Sweet. Again, if you were to ask me which one I would prefer, I would go with the CRKT. And that's very rare that I pick a CRKT over a Kershaw, so... let's talk about, well, first let's talk about pocket clips. The advantage would go to the Kershaw because it has a reversible tip up or tip down pocket clip, while the CRKT only has it for tip down right hand carry. Again, the Kershaw is only on right side anyway, so sorry lefties. Handle. For the Kershaw, you got glass reinforced nylon over stainless liners. CRKT, you have G10 and white bone over stainless liners. And this just feels much more sturdier, so I would give the advantage to CRKT. But of course, this feels a bit light. As far as which one's lighter, it's kind of hard to tell because they're both quite light, actually. Now, deployment. They're both assisted openers. They both come out very fast. CRKT uses dual thumb studs, while the Kershaw uses a flipper. They're both drop points with hollow grinds, and they're both made out of 8CR13 MOV. So, being hollow ground, they're both going to slice very well. As far as which one has a thicker tip, it's kind of hard to tell. They have very similar tips. I think maybe I would give a slight advantage over to Kershaw for maintaining that good amount of thickness near the tip. It's a pretty thick blade, so maybe this would have better piercing. It'd definitely be easier because it has a much sleeker profile. But they're both very good at slicing. I think the hollow grind on the CRKT is probably a little bit more acute, so it's probably going to do a bit better slicing. But they both have quite thick blades for it. So, yeah, looking at it, I would say that probably give the Kershaw the advantage over the CRKT. Ergonomics. They're both fairly ergonomic. As far as being able to protect my hand, if I were going to stab with it or pierce something, I would go with the Kershaw. It has that finger guard and just those grooves, and it just holds your hand in there, but no jimping. On the back of the CRKT, there's some jimping. It's not the most, it's adequate, I'll put it that way, but it's not the most effective, but, it's better than not having it. So, as far as which one feels better in the hand, it's pretty hard to tell, because they both feel pretty good in hand. Yeah, I don't know. So they're quite similar as far as how they feel in hand. To me, anyway. Lockup. They both use liner locks, but I believe the one on the CRKT is a little bit thicker. So that one may be more appropriate, but I don't know. For all I know, the Kershaw one could be much more safer lock, but I don't know. They both use liner locks. They both have the same blade steel. Centering, well, CRKT centers better. The Kershaw is off to the side, but still not rubbing. Yeah, as far as price, they're both fairly similar in price, depending on where you get them from. So, again, this is up to you. They both use liner locks. They both have 8CR13 MOV. With the Kershaw, you're going to get a reversible pocket clip for tip-up carry, which is my favorite. You're both going to get, both Both are going to give you assisted opening. Kershaw will have a lanyard hole, the CRKT will not. I think CRKT's on this model's a much better build, much sturdier knife. You're going to get probably better slicing out of this one and cutting. You're probably going to get slightly better piercing out of this one. Not by much, but you know, it has a slightly thicker tip. So it really comes down to what you think. They're both pretty good at, you know, sort of weighing each other out with the pros and cons, because in my opinion anyway, because they seem to be very almost equal on what they do. But again, I would go with the CRKT. But that being said, the Oh So Sweet is still a sweet knife to get. So I recommend both, but if you're going to say which one would you recommend over the other, the M402. Alright, thanks for watching. God bless.